What's up, fellow Vanguarders? I'm Babblerab, and we got the standard deck. Is it D-Popo? It's the one that does the things where you punch, and it's 2 crit. So we got that going for us. Pretty good. So I accidentally went into a case. No, I on purpose went into a case for Aquaforce, and I had a friend who was playing Grand Blue, or wanted to play Grand Blue. So he was in the Grand Blue section of the case. I had a friend who was playing D-Popo. He bailed on me because he needed money for a buddy fight case and could not afford the Vanguard case if we went to the buddy fight case. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll find someone else to do the D-Popo stuff. That's no problem. And then I looked at Commander Laurel and I'm like, Metalborgs. So I went into the D-Popo section of the case and the Aquaforce section of the case. Wallet was not happy with me. But anyway, so as a result of that, I built a standard D-Popo deck. I updated my Metalborg deck, and I updated my Maelstrom deck. So yeah, this is something I honestly see myself playing in standard format. Not premium. I'm not going to invest too much in any more premium stuff or older stuff, just standard onwards, and my plan is probably going to be to base rarity this, build it as cheaply as possible, while still having all the necessary cards, and then just sell everything else off. Yes, I intend on still going into cases, I guess, for this stuff. But that's okay. I hope. But anyway, so this is your base standard deck, the one that I've been dabbling with, I suppose. This is probably what I'll be taking to any events that I can actually afford to go to on weekends. So, yeah, I think it'll be fun. It's a pretty good deck, and I've decided that I kind of like how D-Popo work, where it's just like, I'm going to punch you really, really big and just have a bunch of gimmicks on my Vanguard to make your life difficult. And that's actually kind of fun. You don't have a lot of cases where, like a lot of other decks that I've played, you don't have a lot of situations where your Vanguard has a lot of interesting gimmicks going for them. Like, you get some restands and such, but it's just, I don't know, there's just something about D-Popo that I like. But, whatever. We got the Goyosha, and when it's ridden over, you draw a card. Wow. I can put my force markers over here for now. So then it's 8 crit, 4 draw, 4 heal. Heal trigger, crit, and draw PG. I have to say, this is probably one of the most brilliant moves from Bushiroad I've ever seen over the course of me playing Vanguard. It actually makes a ton of sense, encourages people to play draw triggers, but that's not the big reason. The big reason is it frees upgrade 1 space, so that it encourages more creativity within the deck, which is actually really nice. I am pretty happy about the fact that I don't have to run draw triggers that aren't PGs now. So if I want to just play 4 draw, I just slap 4 of the draw PG into any of my decks, and then I just go and proceed to have a bit more freedom. That's 4 more slots in my grid 1 lineup that I don't have to actually, or that I have available to tinker with stuff in, which is really nice actually. So we got, for the grade 1s, we got 3 Die Mariner. This makes a lot of sense. I don't ever use it correctly. I kind of just throw it. I used to just throw it down and be like, ha ha ha! You have to use 2 cards from your. Oh, he just took it. Shoot. But since then, I've started becoming smarter with my use of Die Mariner. So now it's a situation where like they will die if it hits. So then it's like, ha! You have to actually invest 2 cards from your hand. So that's good. I've become smarter. It's very important. Improves as a player. But yeah. So Die Mariner. Good card. I just gotta be not stupid. This card's great. Love it. Turns like your every Vanguard attack into a, hey, I'm gonna retire your stuff. Grand Blue don't care, but everybody else cares. As soon as resist happens, I hope it doesn't. Probably will eventually. And this card's gonna be less good. But that's okay. For now, it's good. I've had a game where I was literally sitting with 3 of these guys in the rear guard, and like my opponent just kept guarding the Vanguard attack. I'm like, no, just let it hit. I need to remove your field from existence. And they're like, nope. I was like, okay, fine. And I got 4 Die Brave. Early game, this card's amazing because you have a bunch of Die Braves. You have an outlet to go and get more cards in your hand. Plus, like Die Tiger, he throws himself into Soul. So that's Soul Blasts for other stuff that you're trying to do with your life, which is good. And I run 4 of this in my Metalborgs as well now because say you don't have a grade 3 or a grade 2, but you have a lot of these guys in here, you just ride grade 1, throw a bunch of these guys on the board and be like, I need to fit my deck so that I can get cards. Future me's probably gonna like up the pitch of that so it sounds funnier, or just like slow it down. I don't know. He's gonna do something to blackmail me, but that's okay. It's like 4th wall breaks all the time in my videos. The fourth wall is not safe. So we play 3 Laurel. I overhyped this thing a little bit with Metalborgs. I was like, nice. If it goes with the Legion pair, I can go and double the power of the Legion pair. No, you can double the power of one of the units on the Legion, not both. So I really overhyped that, and I got a little sad. But it's still okay because I still get to swing 2 crit with Sinbuster and Heavy Duke, so that's really nice. In this deck, it's kind of turned into a situation of opponents sitting at 3 damage. I really don't feel like having them decide, hey, I'm going to take the hit. So you would use Dayusha's skill plus this. Now you're swinging 3 crit. Your opponent's like, well, looks like I got to guard this. Or if they're at 2 damage, you could go 3 crit, and if you hit a crit, the game's over. It's kind of something I like about this deck is that if you're doing everything correctly, your Vanguard's always 2 critical, which is just so nice. Then we got Die Dragon. I'll be honest with you, I'm still learning on how to actually get it so that my rear guards can attack frequently. I'm getting better, which is good. But yeah, you got the Die Dragons here. So if your Vanguard's 35k or more, let's see if I know what I'm talking about. Yep, 35k or more, this becomes a 20k attacker. Plus, he Soul Blast to give your Vanguard 5k. This is good because if you want to just rest him for Dayusha, you can then Soul Blast to give another 5k in addition to the 10k that Dayusha gave himself. And then you double it with Laurel. And then you're swinging big numbers for lots of critical, which is not fun. For me it is, but not for them. I don't know. One of the builds that I saw online was using Cosmobeak. I think I can see the use in that. I have to do a little bit more testing. Currently I'm just running Grander at the moment. I'm probably going to test Cosmobeak in the deck, or some other choices like maybe Miracle Dandy or something. But this is currently what it is. It's a 15k attacker, so it's going to hit the Vanguard if your Vanguard's 2 crit or more, which Dayusha should always be 2 crit, so this guy should always be 15k. So that's not bad. But I do want to try a few of the other choices that the grade 2 lineup has. There's not a whole lot, so it should be fairly easy to optimize it. And then 3 Miracle Cutie, if she hits your Vanguard, is 30k or more. Nice, I know what I'm talking about. Then you draw cards. This is just to get more on-hit pressure in the deck. The deck's actually got a surprisingly large amount of on-hit pressure, which is really nice. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 Dayusha. Not really a surprise, it's kind of the main grade 3 of the deck. So you rest a number of units, and then for each one you rest, Dayusha gets 10k, and then if he's 35 or more, dang, I'm good. 35k or greater, it also gets a crit. So ideally, your opponent, yeah, they're gonna have lots of PGs. This deck does struggle against Force Clans. This deck does struggle against Force Clans. This deck does struggle against Force Clans.
This deck does struggle against Force Clans.
But like, you're gonna be making your opponent throw PGs away. So as long as they don't keep rewriting and getting protect markers, you're probably good. And you're gonna burn through the grade 0s. The grade 0 or any PGs that they actually have in hand that aren't protect markers as well. So, yeah. But yeah, this card's so much fun to use. Like, I didn't think that I needed to be punching people with giant robots so badly in my life until I just plopped this standard deck together. And then we get to the second card that I've been misusing. Ooh, I have another grade 3. I forgot about that. So, Ultimate Dayusha. Problem number 1 that I've been running into is that I have the tendency of, I'm gonna swing a big number. Oh, I missed? Okay, go, Dayusha. And then you're sitting there like, wait, what did I just do? I actually, when testing against a friend's Kagero deck, I've lost several games because I just kept sitting. I just immediately would go into, one of the games I just immediately went into Great Dayusha and then lost after that because you lose the pressure that regular Dayusha gives you. So like, Great Dayusha, you kind of want to just play like a finisher, as opposed to what I do, which is kind of just tossing it down there and then seeing what happens. Probably not one of my better choices. But once I've actually started figuring out how to use this thing a little more intelligently, it's a pretty good finisher, especially if your opponent's like, wow, I just barely survived that. And you're like, ha ha, he's back. I don't know. I don't know why I'm trying to be funny. It's pretty obvious I'm not. Anyway, but yeah, so if you're not an idiot like me, this card's pretty great. If you're an idiot like me, you really need to teach yourself how and when to use this card. Because transitioning from normal Dayusha to Great Dayusha, unless you have a second normal Dayusha sitting in your hand, ooh, it's going to be a rough ride. You lose all that pressure that regular Dayusha was giving you. So you need to really be sure that you're going to put your opponent at least to the point where their next turn's not going to do anything. Ideally, this should kill them. this card is to go and get them to the point where this card can kill them, and this card at the very least should make sure they're off balance on their next turn. If not, you in trouble. And then just one copy of this. What was the guy? Different Fight was doing like a deck analysis, and he ran this, and I'm like, you know what? Why not? Let's try it. And it makes a lot of sense. It's a 16. It's a 18-2 crit. Because let's swing 2 crit on rear guards, because why not? Oh yeah, and Laurel can also make your rear guards critical too, so that's nice. But yeah, so he's kind of just there for the sake of... It's actually a pretty good choice, honestly. It's just another rear guard to pressure the opponent. And again, Darius is going to be big and scary anyway, so it should make sense. And yeah, we got 4 force markers. Who cares? I got the Kote one. Yay. Thumbs up. But yeah, that's really about it. So, if anyone has any questions about my amazingly horrible standard deck, please leave them in the comment section below. I welcome any opinions and critiques on the deck itself, because I am a bit of a scrub when it comes to Depopo. I've not been playing this clan outside of Metalborgs for a while, and Metalborgs for the most part has kind of just been sitting in a spare box, just mostly taken apart. So yeah, I welcome any critiques you guys have about the deck and any suggestions to give it a try, and yeah, that's about it. And other than that, I will see you guys in whatever the next video is. Peace.